nobody flying in, flying in, flying in, flying in, flying in. Me, south side, down from the east. I be on countdown.
What up, mic check, mic check, mic check. What up, man? What up, man? What up, man? What up? It's your boy LJ, aka Silo, checking in. Today's topic is just going to be a discussion. And the topic is hip hop detrimental to our community? The answer is no. All right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. No. That is my answer, but we're going to get into why. All right. So let's talk about hip hop. First off, I love hip hop. Hip hop is very near and dear to my heart. All right. I grew up on a lot of R&B music, a lot of gospel music. My parents didn't play hip hop music. I discovered hip hop music. Probably one of the first hip hop songs that really connected with me was Jesus Walks, Kanye West. Probably because it came on the radio, and that was one of the few hip hop songs that my parents didn't turn off because it was almost gospel. It was Jesus related. So there you go. All right. Then probably All Falls Down, Kanye West. I remember very vividly. I was very young, but I heard it on a TV. It was like in the lobby of some resort. We were in Florida for vacation. Some resort, and it was playing in the lobby, the music video, and I was like, yo, that's probably the best thing I've ever heard. I was like, all right, hip-hop is dope. All right, so then after that, I can remember Nelly, Grills, that song. When that song dropped, that was probably the first song that I was like, all right, you know what? I need to learn every single lyric to this song so that I can recite it word for word, right? I was like, this is it. This is dope, all right? Hip-hop is awesome. Boom. My love for hip-hop was founded there at that moment, right? So ever since then, I've been bumping a lot of hip-hop music. Now, fast forward to now, specifically this year, looking at my Spotify Wrapped, kind of crazy. This is probably one of the first years that I didn't listen to much hip-hop music. And I see a lot of people who say the same thing. Oh, I'm not listening to hip hop right now because this reason, because it's low vibrational or the messaging is so violent or this and that and the third. That ain't why I don't listen to hip hop. Frankly, if it's dope, if the beat knocks, your flow is dope, you got dope delivery, you're coming with metaphors, similes, you coming different with it, and it hits my ear different. I'm like, yo, that's different. I could care less what you talk about. Because I ain't going to take what you say on a record and go do it because I got some sense. We'll get into that later, but that's not why I don't listen to hip-hop. Honestly, right now, why I haven't been listening to hip-hop this year is because nothing's been really catching my ear. Nothing's been hitting my ears different or giving me that feeling of yo, I need to learn this so I can recite the lyrics, or yo, this is probably the dopest thing I've heard in years. I just haven't caught that in a while. I listened to, I think Travis Scott dropped the beginning of this year. I listened to that a little bit. It was dope, but it didn't stick for me. For any other reason but that, it just didn't stick for me. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Afro music. Because Afro music has been moving me, bro. The melodies, even the subject matter. A lot of it's just dance related, have a good time type stuff, but the cadence, the flow of it, the attitude of it, that laid back in the pocket, they be in the pocket. They do not miss the pocket, the Afro beats, bro, the African music, the African artists, they get it, bro. And that's going to bleed into hip hop in the next couple years as well. It's coming. Pop too. Ed Sheeran's already on the wave. There's a couple artists already on the wave. They get it. That's where hip hop is moving because people want to move now. After the whole Corona thing, everybody's locked down. Now people getting out, going out again, having a good time. People want to move. People want to be moved. That's where music's going, right? But so that's what I've been listening to mainly. I've been listening to a lot of vocalists because I've been trying to improve my vocals specifically. So I've been listening to songs that I want to sing, but no other reason than that. You get what I'm saying? It's not because hip hop has become so violent or so low vibrational or it brings me down. That ain't it. And frankly, it's almost Yeezy season. Ye's about to drop. I'm listening. That's my guy. All right. I love Kanye. I don't care what he does. I don't care what he says. Frankly, I don't. You want to know why? Because I don't know that nigga, and you don't know that nigga. I know his music. That's all we know of him, right? I mean, you see the media portrayals, you see the stuff that the tabloids show, the stuff that the headlines show, but you don't know this man. That's why I don't judge like the person, because I don't know the person. All I know is the music. Is the music dope? Cool. I rock with it. Right? Not saying I rock with Kanye as a person, because I don't know him. I straight up, I don't know him. So how can I judge his character based on these couple of headlines, whatever? Right? I don't do that. So I separate artists. I do, because I don't know the artist. Frankly, all we know, and you don't either. That's why I don't think that's a proper position to take when consuming art. Just consume the art for what it is and leave it at that. Like I've heard people say, oh, I don't listen to this person because I don't like him as a person. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like him as a person? Like, you sat down and had a conversation with him? Like, as complex as humans are, right? All the experiences, all the challenges that we go through to make us who we are today. And you're going to take a little snippet, a little headline, a couple headlines, piece it together and say, you know what? I don't like this person's character. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'll say it. Doesn't make any sense. Stop it. All right. So that's why I'm not listening to hip hop, but I will. When stuff moves me, when something hits my ear that I'm like, yo, this is dope, I'm on it. Like, I'm on it. I'm with it, bro. Now let's talk about like the progression of hip hop too, because I hear that a lot too. Like, oh, today's music, today's hip hop, it's not the same as how it was back then. Oh, too heavy. Shut up. Yes, it is. It's just different. Like, it's just different. There's no skill level. There's no skill gap. Like, I just straight up don't believe that. Like, especially if you don't record, like, you don't know what it takes to project quality sound into a microphone. You can't be like, oh, this rapper, it takes no skill to do that. Like, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Every single one of them. Yes, Blueface. Yes, it does. Even though I'm not a huge Blueface fan, like, yes, it does. He knows who he is as an artist. He knows his subject matter. He knows his brand. He knows his flow. He knows his delivery. Bro. And to deliver confidently on a microphone, it takes skill. It takes practice. It takes years of work. And I don't think you really could understand that if you don't do it yourself. And to diminish one rapper or like put one rapper lesser than another because they're maybe not as lyrical or more melody based, they're more locked into the melodies versus like chopping you up with bars. Like, no, it's different. It's not like one's better than the other. It's just different. And if you don't like one, that's fine. You can say you don't like one, but don't say the nigga don't have skill. Like, that's because it's not true. It takes tons of skill and dedication to project into a microphone. Well, go pick up a mic. Go get on the mic. You go get in the studio and you figure out real quick that it don't matter what you're trying to do on the microphone. If you're not confident, it's going to come through and you're going to be able to hear it and the people are going to be able to hear it and it's not going to be a hit. It's not going to hit anybody. All right? Like, it takes skill. So let's talk about the progression a little bit. People say mumble rap. I can remember that that one young thug song that came out. Was it Lifestyle? That was probably the first song that I heard of like this, I guess if you want to call it new age rap, that I was like, all right, like, what's going on here? I didn't get it at the time at all. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't hit my ear right. I didn't like it. What I didn't say is this dude don't have skill. Go listen, go look at the Young Thug lyrics. Like, go look at the metaphors the dude's dropping into these lyrics, into these cadences, into these melodies, while still containing a consistent melody on the hook, on the verses, flowing, riding a wave, like wavy with it. You feel what I'm saying? Future's one of my favorite artists. He's been one of my favorite artists. Why? Not because of his subject matter, not because he's so lyrical, but because the nigga does not leave the pocket, bro. Floating on a beat, like literally just coasting on a beat, bro. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that with your voice? And he just talks like that too. You're gonna tell me that's not skill? Get out of here. Get out of here with that. No, come on. You gonna make me mad? Nah, I'm messing. So, that Lifestyle track, that record, I didn't get it at the time, right? Fast forward to some of these new Young Thug. What was it? Life is Fun or Fun? Dang, what's that album? The one where he's in the grass. Hot. banger. Chanel Go Get It wasn't on there, but banger, bro. What? Like, what? Come on. Even Lil Baby on that record. They lied to dough when we all in infinity. Say them 100 them dough we spinning. Real old boy ain't trying no car. New G-Wagon shit. Come on, bro. That melody is nuts. Who cares what he's saying, frankly? I don't. No, I do. It's not true. But no, like, take it for what it is the thing. And my thing is, I don't diminish the value because it's not as lyrical. I love Kendrick. I love Kendrick because he's so lyrical. He can do the melody stuff as well. I love J. Cole because he's so lyrical, because he's so real, raw, because he's so vulnerable. That's what I think I love about J. Cole. Like, he's so vulnerable and so honest in his lyrics and in his subject matter, right? He takes you there. He takes you to his mental space. He takes you to where he's thinking, what he's feeling. Honesty, bro. Like, I love that. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't make J. Cole so much of a better rapper than Future, a better artist than Future, in my opinion. They're different. They're totally different artists. And I like both of them. There's a time and space for each one. Like, I'm not gonna, when I'm going to, a bar or a club, I don't really go to the club, but let's say I'm going to the club, I don't want to hear J. Cole. I don't want to hear Kendrick. I want to dance. I want to hear Afro beats. I want to hear Future. I want to hear Young Thug. You get what I'm saying? Like, time and place. It's a time and place, and there's value in each one of them, right? So that kind of takes you through, like, the progression of where we are in hip hop now, and why I don't diminish the quote unquote mumble rappers as, a lesser art form, because in my opinion, it's not at all. It's different. It's different, totally different. Now let's get into, like, the subject matter, because I hear a lot of the takes out there that say, there's this artist, and I won't even say their name or the artist that they called out, but essentially he was like, I love you too much to not say, like, you can do better. Like, you're preaching prison reform while, quote unquote, glorifying violence on your records. And I hate that word is thrown around so much, because I don't know any nigga on any rap record who is like, this is the ideal thing to do. Like, this is what you should be doing on the record. Who does that? Nobody does that. They're talking about their perspective. They're talking about what they do. They not talking about you. Drake ain't talking about you. Like, nobody's talking about you, the listener. You should go do this. Like, that's not, I don't know of any nigga who's inciting violence or inciting, this is what I do. This is what you should do too. Like, and even if they were, here's the thing. Let's get to this point, right? Leave art as it is, an art form, right? We don't look at paintings. There's violent depictions. We don't look at movies. Look at these Snowfall, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. We don't look at these movies, and we don't video games. Do we look at GTA? That's my game. I love GTA. We don't look at these art forms and say these are the reason why people are going out there and killing people. Now, I can remember in, like, the 2010s when people were kind of blaming video games for, like, some of the, like, mass shootings that were happening, and this, that, and the third. They would look into some of the shooters, like, histories, their bedrooms. What were they listening to? What were they? They were playing these violent video games. Like, that's probably what it was. Like, no, bro, no. Let's get to this point and who we should be assigning the blame on. It's the individual. It's you as a person, that you made the conscious choice to go out there and make these poor decisions, right? You didn't have the correct moral fiber to say, hey, this is just art. I probably shouldn't recreate this in my life because it's going to put me in jail, because it's going to harm people. Like, you couldn't make that connection. That's not the artist's responsibility. It's you. It's you that's the problem. You have a screw loose. If you go look at TV, see somebody shooting somebody else, and like, you know what? That looks like a good idea. I'm going to do that too. Or you hear, Lil Baby or, Young Thug, any of these artists, drill artists, whatever. And you're like, these niggas are out here in Chicago, like, killing each other. Like, yeah, let me do that too. Like, no, you was probably already doing it, or you were already going to do it. And now let's look at why you were already going to do it. Let's look at you, the individual, and your free will, because you made the choice to do it. And now let's look at the parents, the people who brought you into this world, and why they didn't instill the proper moral fiber in you to be able to make a conscious decision and say, this isn't something that I should do. This isn't right. Now, granted, there is art form that we watched, and I say we, me included, watched and then recreated in our actual lives, right? Perfect example, WWE. Everybody, every young boy, every young man at some point with his boys recreated an RKO. I promise they did it. Recreated some of these moves. Like it was fun, right? So there is some art that we take and we apply to real life. But people with common sense and the correct moral fibers are able to say, is this something that's going to harm me? Is this something that's going to put me in jail? Like, is this something that's going to be fun to do? Is this something that's no harm, no foul, right? And then they make that decision. Now, I don't see a lot of these, producers and like I'm talking movie producers and, artists, painters. I don't see storybook writers looking at other storybook writers. I don't see Emily Dickens calling out Edgar Allan Poe for writing horror stories and like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that because then people are going to go out there and try to murder other people based on your books. No one does that. Why is hip hop the only? Why do niggas got to be held accountable? Like we're to blame. Like why is hip hop the art form that we take and we say yes, this is the reason? Like no, it's not the reason. The reason is this dude, this person made a choice. And now, why did he not have the correct morals to not make that choice? Probably his parents didn't instill the proper values in him. Now we can look at why his parents didn't instill the proper values in them. Were they present? Were they even around? Was it a fatherless home? Because if it was a fatherless home that a lot of these young men and women grow up in, broken households, now we can, and if it's specifically in the black community, now we can draw the line back to Jim Crow. We can take it all the way back, draw the line. Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, war on drugs, and now we're here. It's a cycle. But why are we blaming the art for conscious choices that people are making? And people having a lack of moral fibers to not make these poor choices. Why are we blaming the art? Specifically, why are we blaming hip hop? Because it's not all art. We don't look at all art the same. We look at hip hop and we say, oh, it's the violent music. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I can definitely recall hip hop being violent for a long time. I can look back on NWA and Wu-Tang. I mean, maybe not Wu-Tang, but I could just look back and see gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, gangster rap has been there since the 2000s, 1990s, Tupac, I guess. I don't know. Go back. But it's there. It's been there. And it seems like now, maybe the media is shining more of a light on what's going on, or like the state of violence in the black community. Like there's just more of a focus on it. Maybe I see it more because it's more on social media now. Maybe that's the case, right? But it's always been there. Like we've always had these art forms that were violent. We always have. I go crazy on GTA. Like sometimes when I'm upset, I take it out on the pedestrians. I do. Absolutely. If you hit my car on GTA, I'm unloading the whole clip and you're like, I'm probably going to blow up your car. If somebody watched me play GTA, they probably raise an eyebrow. Like, so you good? Like, are you like, why do you keep stomping on this guy? Like, he's already, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's funny. I don't know. Because it's a video game. Because I don't do it in real life, and now I get to do it. It's a game. Keep it that way. It's art. Keep it that way. Leave it there. No sane person is going to play GTA and then go try it in real life. And if they do, it's not GTA's fault. It's that person's fault and then the parents' fault. Because you didn't bring up your child correctly. You didn't raise them correctly. Straight up. Like, point blank, period. Because if they had morals, if they had common sense, they wouldn't be making these choices. Period. That's what I think. That's where I think the blame should be placed. on the individual and their upbringing. That's me. Maybe you disagree. You know, maybe we should be holding these artists accountable. Maybe everybody should be rapping positivity rap, prosperity rap, and then everybody would be successful in their lives. You think that would be the outcome? All right, because I mean, flip it around. You think if everybody rapped positively and rapped wealth mindset and growth and all this, that everybody would start, hey, you know what? Let's put these guns down. Like, you know what? Maybe our situation isn't what it is, and let's turn it around. Because this artist told me to. Not because my parents raised me correctly, but because Young Thug said drugs and violence aren't the way. Now I'm going to make a change. Like, you think, does that make sense to you? Like, does that? Because it doesn't make sense to me at all. I'll say it. Stupid. It's stupid. Leave the artist, let the art be the art. Leave those men alone. Leave those men and women alone. I'll say it. Even like, look at, you know, some of the female artists. I don't love that music. You know, the Meg Thee Stallions and Sexy Red and the promiscuous type of music. I don't love that. Frankly, it makes me uncomfortable. It's weird a little bit. I mean, it's not for me. Maybe. Whatever. But I'm not looking at that and being like, yo, this is going to make my daughter promiscuous one day. Like, no, I'm not worried about that because I know I'm going to be a good father who instills the proper values in my children. Like, I'm not worried about what these artists are putting out and how it's going to affect my children. I'm not worried about that. It's the same thing. Like, I know you all heard, if you were raised right, I know you heard, if your friends told you to jump off that bridge, would you do it? My nigga, if Young Thug told you to jump off the bridge, would you do it? It's the same thing. Like, it's the same thing. How come we don't apply that same logic to, like, the artist and the art? That's what I don't get. You get what I'm saying? And what scares me, what worries me is it seems like we're ducking accountability to some degree. We're placing it on these artists and these hip-hop artists when we should be looking at the environment. We should be looking at the individual. We should be looking at the parents. Why are we looking at the art? Not even to the point that, you know, the art is a imitation of their life, like their struggle, like what they went through. Who cares? Regardless of that, even if they're making up stories, who cares? I don't do that. I don't need to. I'm creative. I can write on anything. But if that's what you're doing, cool. If you do it convincingly, cool. That's what fiction stories are. That's what art is. We don't look at fiction, people who write storybooks and say, oh, they're a fraud, they're fake because they don't live what they wrote in the storybook. Like, who cares? It's art. Consume it as art and leave it at that. That's my take, man. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm off base, right? Maybe we should be crucifying these artists and canceling them because they're talking about guns. Maybe we should be. It's one of the first things I did. I don't mess with Texas. I have a gun. You don't see me going out and using it on people because Young Thug told me to, because GTA, because you can do it in GTA. Like, you don't. Why? Because I was raised right. Know my target and beyond. Treat every weapon as if it was loaded. Moral fiber, right? It doesn't matter. Like, I'm never going to listen to a track and go do what they say on the track if it doesn't align with what I'm already going to do as a person. I'm already who I am, secure in who I am. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm talking that whoop-de-whoop. And y'all are like, nah, LJ. It is. It is the hip-hop. That is what's destroying the youth. It's the hip-hop. It's the hippity-hop. And the rappity-raps. Let me know. Because then maybe I'll quit rap. Right? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Don't do what I say. If you listen to my music, don't do what I say. All right? Do what you want to do. I mean, I'm not telling you to do nothing bad, but I'm not telling you to do nothing. This is my music. This is my art. This is my expression. You do what you want. It don't got nothing to do with you, frankly. I appreciate every single one of you. If you listen to it and you like it, you connect with it, and it changes you, it helps you in some way. Like, I strive for that in some ways. In some songs, yeah, I strive for that. In other songs, I have diss records where I'm pissed off at niggas and I'm expressing it on the track. You gonna take that and then go say, oh, LJ was mad at someone, I'm gonna punch somebody else in the face? Like, what? Come on, bro. Get out of here with that mess. You already know what it is, man. Like, share, comment. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Keep it rolling. Keep it moving. Peace.
Flying in, flying in, flying in, flying in, flying in. South side, down from the east.